Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. For those that are new, hi, I'm Jeanette from Boricua Sewing and Crafts, and in this video what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sewing the back of a jean jacket. Now this jean jacket is really small, just so that you guys can see. It is 18 months, okay, and it's going to be for a little girl. Really cute. Grandma got it and was able to get this on clearance and wants to make it a little extra special. So we're going to embroider on the back of the jean jacket in this area right here. We're going to put her name Rodney on here, okay? So I never did a video of a jean jacket, and I wanted to talk to you guys about how I embroider these, what to consider when you're doing it. I use a 7511 needle, 40 weight thread, because of course this is 1.5 inch size font, okay, so it's quite large, so it's fine with a regular embroidery needle. But I want to talk to you guys a little bit about stabilizer. Now when it comes to clothing, a lot of times the phrase is, if you wear it, you don't tear it, right? And the reason is because clothes usually go into the wash and the dryer a lot. It goes through a lot of cycles, so you want to be able to really give stabilization to the embroidery. So for jeans, I usually do tear away. As you can see, there is no give in this, because I always say there's two questions, okay? If you wear it, you don't tear it, but then also ask, is the item going to be washed frequently? Because if it is, chances are the embroidery might be affected by all of the washing. Usually jean jackets go in the wash, but not as often as regular clothes. But one of the things that I'm thinking about is, this is for a baby. So usually babies, you know, if they feed the baby the bottle and stuff like that, sometimes they spit up and everything, might get dirty around here. So this may go into the wash a little more often than usual, okay? Sometimes yes, sometimes no, but I don't want to chance it. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm actually going to use cutaway, okay? Now, the other thing is, usually people, when they use cutaway with baby clothes, they put tender touch inside of a garment. I'm not going to do this in this example for the simple fact that this goes on top of other clothing. If the clothing is touching directly on the child's skin, that's when I recommend you use tender touch. They're not going to be putting a naked baby inside of a jean jacket, okay? Or I don't believe so. So I'm going to be using cutaway, so that way when this gets washed, it's more stable, okay? So let me show you how I'm actually going to hoop it. Now, these little buttons aren't buttons, they're snaps, which I was kind of like, oh, because I was trying to open them up, but then I found out they were actually like snaps and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool, okay? So you're going to want to lay it flat. Now, because this is something that can easily open and lay flat, if you're using a single needle machine, you can easily float this. One of the things that I highly recommend that you do when you're working on something like this is always, whatever software you have, I'm sure you can print out your template. Always print it out and place the template where you want it. I have a Brother 10 needle machine, 1055X. It has a snowman capability, which means that I can scan it, and exactly where I put this sticker is exactly where it's going to embroider. I don't know what other machines have, but it's something that if you have a Brother flatbed, sometimes flatbeds do have that capability. If it doesn't and you don't have the snowman capability, I say don't worry about it. When you use templates, usually you have the lines, right, that go across, up and down and across. That will show you what your center point is. So make sure that when you use your template that you are aligning the design correctly on it. So that way when you're embroidering it, you embroider it exactly where you want it on the jacket. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to position this jacket like the child's wearing it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this where I would want the name, which of course is going to be somewhere in the middle. So I am actually going to use, I like to use painter's tape so that I can secure the template. Okay. This way you can see the whole process. So usually I just put the tape on the template on each side. Let me just fold it. That way it cuts a little more neater. There you go. Now it's okay if the tape goes over the name. What's important is the snowman feature, because this is what's going to get scanned. Okay. So I usually just eyeball it. But at the same time that I eyeball it, I always like to kind of measure as well with a ruler, okay? Because I want to make sure that I have it aligned exactly where I want it. And I usually have a ruler by me. Here we go. Okay, so from here to here, I'm going from the middle out. Okay, 4 1/4. How is it from the middle to here? 4 1/4. Wow, very good. I got it right smack in the middle. That's good. Okay, and then it looks like it's fine from the bottom. Okay, 1. Yep. Wow, good eye. Okay. All right, so to make sure that I have this secure and it doesn't move, I also like to tape it on the top and the bottom as well. Okay, because I need my template to stay exactly where it is, especially since I know that I have it placed perfectly where I need it to embroider. So this is it. Okay, awesome. Now, I have my cutaway stabilizer. I'm going to put this aside for now, because I already have this exactly. I got a 5.5 mighty hoop, and I'm going to use the backing. This is so helpful, these backings. If you don't have this backing and you need to secure your stabilizer so it doesn't kind of slide and everything, what I usually do is I will take painter's tape, okay, or little scotch tape, and then you can go ahead and you can tape it at the bottom here and at the top. That way it doesn't shift. But I have this backing, which is pretty neat, because all I have to do is just snug it on and see, it stays right on. Okay. Now I'm going to take the jacket and I'm going to place it on my hoop. Okay, as flat as possible. And take your time when you're hooping, guys. I always tell people, take your time. You don't want to rush this part, because this is really, really important. Because if you don't hoop anything correctly, it's not going to embroider correctly. So you're going to be really upset. Okay. And one of the things that I'm feeling, guys, is the edge of the hoop. I feel the edge of the hoop here and the edge of the hoop here. I want the design to be right smack in the middle. Now I'm going to take this, I'm going to snap it in. There it is. It's snapped in. Now, of course, you know, it is not exactly like straight. I don't have it, but I don't have to worry about that, because I'm going to use the scanning capability. This is going to scan it. It's going to adjust the design. It's going to embroider exactly where I want it. So as you can see, it is going to embroider on top of the label. I could have unstitched it if I wanted to, but I'm just going to embroider on top of it. It's going to be fine. There you go. All right, so let's go over to the machine and let's watch it stitch. Okay, guys, so here we are at the machine. I already have the design up and have this all hooped up, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put this in. I see I have to adjust the arm because I had something that was a little larger earlier, so I'm going to adjust the arm right now. There you go. This should be hopefully a quick stitch. There you go. It's on. It's perfect. Always check underneath also, guys, so that way you can make sure you don't have anything in the way, because that can mess you up. I'm going to hit the snowman so that it can go ahead and start scanning to make sure that the name is going to be embroidered exactly where it's supposed to be embroidered. and it is reading it. Awesome. It says now I can remove the positioning mark, which is the template. Now I can remove the template if I want. Well, you have to remove it. Not if you want, you have to remove it, because then you're going to embroider on top of the piece of paper. You don't want to do that. Okay. And now I'm ready to go ahead and start. This is such an easy project, guys. So if you guys have like a little one or something like that, and you want to embroider the back of a jean jacket, really easy. And in case anyone's asking, or wondering, 40 weight thread, okay, because this isn't a small font. So you could use 40 weight thread, and I'm using the 7511 needle, okay, in case anyone's wondering. All right, so now I'm ready, and it's going to use needle number one, and I have the thread, and now it's ready to go. I'm going to slow down the machine a little bit. It's like a 7-minute stitch, but I'll fast forward it, okay? Okay, got a snack, so early, oh my God. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this thread, and sometimes it's not a snack. You know what it was? My thread was not underneath the sensor on my machine, so it was doing what it was supposed to do. So I'm actually gonna go back to 0, and I'm gonna start it up, make sure that it is perfect. Now what happens is on your machine, and let me give you a close-up so that you guys can see exactly what happened, just in case you have this machine and something happens to you as well. Okay, let's give you a little close-up so that you can see what's going on over here. All right, so you see this thing right here? Underneath right here, the thread was not underneath this clip right here, and that is why it jammed and it stopped. Okay, so you need, this is sensors, okay, they are sensors, so you need to make sure that you have your thread underneath this hook, and there's 2 of them. Okay, there's one here on the top, and then there's one here at the bottom. Okay, so here, let me position this so you can see. So one right here, see, here's another clip right here. You got to make sure that the thread is underneath, and the thread is underneath there. So that is why it stopped, guys. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of that. Let me move you guys back a little bit here, because that sometimes catches a couple of people. You don't thread your machine correctly, or sometimes you're really quick in trying to thread your machine, and you get that little hiccup. Okay, so that's usually, yeah, that was what happened. Okay, so now I'm going to restart it again, and it's going to do its magic, and in 7 minutes this should be done. Hopefully no more snags. Very quick, very quick. Look at how awesome that looks. I love it. Let's go over to the cutting table and let's take it off the hoop, and let's look at it real closely, okay? Okay, guys, so here we are. Look at that. Look at that embroidery. Love it. Looks super cute. Super cute. I will post a link to this font in the video description in case you guys are interested in this font. Really cute. Let's look at the inside. Let's take it out the hoop too. Let me bring you guys in a little bit more. There you go. Let's look at this, okay? So as you can see, I did use cutaway, like I said. Oh, and you know what? I was supposed to take this off. You're supposed to take this off. It says it specifically, must remove before embroidery. And I forgot. That's the only bad thing about using these. You forget, and you can mess it up. Thank goodness it didn't do anything. So, whew, I got lucky. Got lucky on that one. I sure did. Oops, sorry guys. That was loud. That was lucky. Oh my goodness. Could have messed that up. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to cut as close as possible without cutting the stitches, okay? You cut around it. Okay, You don't cut too close, but not, you know, you don't leave like a whole bunch in there. Yeah, I'll show you when I'm done what it should look like. Or, you know, better yet, how I usually do it. There you go. There you go. And then what you can do is go in a little bit deeper in here if you want. There you go. All right, and I'll just throw this out. And here's the close-up so you guys can see what it should look like. Okay. See? Look how cute. Now I'm going to put this back in the customer's hanger. Oh, this reminds me of when my son was little. I used to dress him up in these little clothes. Then they grow up, become adults. Okay, here's the back. Look how cute. Look how cute. Isn't this awesome? Love it. Love it, guys. Let's give you a close up here. Look at that. Isn't that nice? So guys, I know this was a quick video. This really isn't a tough project, but just so you guys know, I mean, this is really cute if you can get like little small jean jackets and stuff, and you can personalize them for your grandkids, your kids. I mean, really easy, simple to do, very different. I mean, it's so cute. And you know, sometimes some people don't like putting kids' names on their clothes. You can do the initials, you can do a monogram. If you don't want to do it here, you can do the monogram right here too. That would be really cute. You can put the initials and stuff. So many things you can do with this. Oh my God, love it. Love it, love it. Really cute. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And I do embroidery happy hour every Friday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You guys have a great one. Enjoy your embroidery machines and keep on sewing. Talk to you later. Bye.